Okay. Hold on, people. I give Travis the wrong link to get in on here. So bear with. Okay. I'm back. Hopefully everybody can still see me. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link right here. And anybody wants to come in, hop on this link and join in. One of them nights where nothing worked quite right. Hey, Bubba. Spencer's Foods is in here. He's back. Big Rock 4 had a tooth pulled. Hey, Chucky's Garage.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I get this technology figured out.
Yeah, I'm not good with
There he is.
I got to get rid of the YouTube. There it is.
Okay. Yeah, my audio wasn't working for some reason. I went straight from one stream to another, and it wouldn't work. So I was trying to figure that out, and then Travis sent me a message that I didn't get him. I gave him the wrong link to get on here. So,
well, I clicked on it 4 times, and I'm like, I know I'm clicking the right link, but it says it ended an hour ago.
I had to text Travis earlier, but hey, man, how do you edit videos? Because I am lost on editing video. Yeah, it was awful.
All right. Bigfoots and Mopars is in here. See who else? Ryan's back. Damn it, Steiner's in here. Stillman's back. Let's see. Yeah, we've got quite a few that's come right back in. Bubba's in here. Oh, we got someone else wanting to jump in. Steven with Big Block 402.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
And
what's up?
Damn it, Steiner.
I finally got in here.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, so Steven, you just had a teeth. You just have a tooth pulled, Steve?
Yeah, I had a tooth pulled this morning. I was supposed to be at work today. I had to call off and go get this tooth pulled out. It was broke in half.
Now hold up. Now we all know at Nucor we can't call off.
Yeah, well, I worked yesterday. If they would have been open yesterday, I wouldn't have went yesterday. I would have went yesterday. I didn't care about no holiday pay. I would have took off yesterday.
No, I don't blame you.
I told my lead man.
We had a guy call off today or yesterday that his dog died, and I'm like, damn it, man, you're gonna lose a lot of money for your dog to die. He called off work anyway. I'm like, no, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. Well, that tooth woke me up.
Hold up on that car wash.
I was wide awake. What's going on, Irish?
Oh, you know. Still driving.
Yeah.
Almost home. Zeppy's with me, though, so I got to enjoy his company all day, which means, you know, he played video games and I didn't have to, you know, it's like he wasn't even here.
Yeah.
No, I'm almost home, but
All right, so I'm from Missouri. Chucky and Travis are both in Alabama, right?
That's correct.
And then Dammit Steiner's not too far away from me. And Steven's in northwest or northeast Arkansas, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And then Irish Outlaw is up there in Illinois.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
Yeah. No.
The land of Lincoln.
Yeah. Land of Lincoln.
Yeah, not anymore.
I've been in Illinois once, and I hadn't lost nothing in Illinois. I'll come by and ask back to Alabama.
Yeah.
I got stuck in a blizzard in Chicago one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went through basically I was coming down through the middle of Illinois, like up by, I don't know, Gilman, south of Chicago, Kankakee area. My phone goes blazing, just doing everything. Warning, take shelter. That's great. It's January, and I'm in a semi with Zeppelin, and where I'm at, there was tornadoes touching down.
Wow.
In January.
Wow.
I mean, you can walk around with a light shirt on.
Wow.
Yeah. That's kind of the weather we had yesterday. They were calling, had tornado watches or warnings or something out yesterday, and really unseasonably warm. Of course, a week or two ago, it was unseasonably cold, the coldest we've ever had. The negative 13 is the lowest I've seen with my eyes, and now it's like 60. It was close to 70 here today.
It was 70 here, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally blame that on cow farts.
When I lived in Missouri, when I'd have to travel through Illinois, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this town. I don't want nothing to do with Illinois. Don't want nothing to do with Kentucky, Indiana. No. Like, I love living in Missouri. I live in Sedalia, Missouri. I don't know how far you live.
Sedalia.
Yeah.
I'm about 3 hours from Sedalia.
Okay. Well, I lived there for about a year.
Yeah, I grew up in Warrensburg, Missouri. Just a few. It's about a half hour, I think, from Sedalia.
That's right.
I'm living about
one more
45
guest
minutes
trying
from
to
Sedalia, give or take, right now.
So what?
Yeah.
I'm in Osage Beach, pretty
I won't
close.
be on long, Chad. I got a video I'm working on.
Okay. Thanks for jumping in, Stephen. Hope your tooth gets to where your tooth used to be gets to feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah.
But I love living in Missouri, but the states in between Alabama and Missouri, I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with Kankakee, Illinois, but yeah. But I love Alabama.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Crazy for thinking Missouri weather's okay. I don't know how many times me and Takeo and Zach has thought about moving to Florida because of this weather.
So that time I got stuck in the blizzard in Chicago, I was in Miami the weekend before, and I thought I was going to die of heat stroke, and then I drove from there straight to Chicago.
Oh, God.
Then you thought you were going to die of frostbite.
Yeah.
Well,
and then I drove all the way up there for a Friday delivery. I was in the semi, and I get there, and they're like, "Oh, we're closed today because it snowed." I'm like, "It's Illinois. It's gonna snow." They're like, "Sorry, you have to come back Monday." I'm like, "I can't just go home. I got a trailer load. I don't even remember what I had on the trailer." And I'm like, "They're like, sorry, come back Monday."
Yeah. That week that it was like freezing cold last week at that time, it was actually warmer in Chicago than it was downstate. I'm 200 miles from Chicago, south. And it was warmer by me or by them, even with the Lake Michigan breeze. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some weird weather we're having. It's all that global warming.
Yeah. Global warming.
The what?
Definitely.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video I did.
Man, I'm just calming down. You need to stop with the,
I'll start calling you Trigger.
Yeah.
Everything Trigger's Irish. We'll call him Trigger.
Yeah. It used to not, and then somebody said, "Hey, Dad, start a YouTube channel."
Yeah. It'll be fun, they said.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I don't mind. That was just something. That's normally how I sound in the shop. Like you experienced it last week when, I got cut off.
Yeah.
And that's like my normal thing. And I normally will not do that. I'm sorry about that, by the way, because I normally will not go on other people's channels and talk like that. But I was so angry at that moment. And he was right. Now you know what it's like to talk to a truck driver.
I've been on the other end of that phone.
Yeah. It was a perfectly timed one though.
Holding a flash, I posted something about holding a flashlight for your dad. Well, my dad was a truck driver. That I held a flashlight for, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So, there's several times, you stupid little sawed-off son of a bitch, hold the flashlight right here. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad.
Oh, I'm pretty sure my dad told me once that if starving people in frickin' Africa was solved by you holding a flashlight, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
It's like because you wouldn't be able to save a person.
My dad
and he was a tremendous wrench thrower.
That I was conceived in the back seat of an Omega, and the best part of me was a brown stain on that back seat of an Omega.
I happen to have a brown Omega.
Oh, damn. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we know. Check the back seat.
Well, it's got spots on it. I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't either.
Here we go. Left turn.
Yeah.
Well,
demonetized.
Well, I'm not getting monetization. I did find out though that it is more fun and funnier to have the bleeps. That makes it more funny. And I was like, I want to go back through all my videos and put bleeps in them now.
I'm not technically. I don't know how to. I can barely get a video on YouTube, much less add bleeps in there. I'm
gonna tell you what. That little 6-minute video took me twice as long to do a long-term video.
Man, I laughed
because I had to take all the buff stuff, cut it to where I could, and then I played it, and then did my video along, answering his questions.
Yeah.
And then if I didn't like it, I had to cut it all back up and then reset it so it all sit perfect. And then every time it goes to where you can hear me on his phone, I had to go in and set volumes and compression to bring it down so it sounded like it was on the phone. Because there was 2 different videos. That was Buff taking his videos, sending them to me, and then me taking my videos and cutting them up. So
take a little one.
I got done with that at 2 a.m.
Wow.
And then I was up at 5. It's a nightmare, but it's fun.
I'm like, I don't know how that I could sit there and talk to somebody and record it, because I'm good to just upload a video, because I'm sick of this iPhone bullshit. Everything goes to the cloud. That I'm just like, I'm about to throw this thing off in the Smith Lake over here. I get so
I don't.
Yeah.
I put nothing in the cloud. Nothing. Everything. I don't need that up there because
I had to delete everything off my phone. My banking apps, you name it. All I had was a telephone like in the 1990s where it's like an old flip phone where you just call and text. I have no apps no more. Nothing. And I'm like, I don't know how these guys do that. I text Travis the other day. I'm like, look, man, I know you're tired of me bothering you. I felt bad texting him.
We're not.
How do I?
You haven't hardly bothered us at all.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. But Travis is the only other YouTuber that I have cell phone number. And it was because of the Mustang. And that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I've messaged him. He had it for sale at one time. And I messaged him, and he wouldn't come off the price because I'm a cheapskate. And I'm like, hey, would you come off the price? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, what I want to do on my YouTube channel. And that's how I found Square Body stuff. Everybody here.
No Name Nationals.
No Name Nationals. It's all because of Travis.
Yep.
And so, I'm like, I don't know how to do this stuff. I don't know. So, yeah.
I don't know what to do with that iPhone, though. I use UCut for shorts. It's an app that I don't know about iPhone stuff. But all my shorts are done with UCut and just my phone. And then all my long ones are done with GoPros and my phone. And I edit it all with Adobe Premiere Plus. But that's a pay one. You got to pay like $20 a month for it. But it's so friggin' easy.
Well, I just recently got a GoPro, and so I'm trying to learn with that as well. But
we use DaVinci.
I tried downloading that on my laptop, and I killed my laptop.
We use something like extremely hard to use. We use Wondershare Filmora 11, and it's like difficult as hell.
Yeah. I did what I was talking about. Okay, I'm gonna download DaVinci. It's what Travis said to do, and I downloaded it, and my computer wouldn't work no more.
Nope, mine wouldn't do that. Mine wouldn't take that either. I had a brand new computer.
And
essentially, that's what it was like.
Yeah, I got what three of those hardcore SanDisk 1 terabyte. Those are the best thing to put your shit on before you edit it and or put it from there onto YouTube. It goes so fast. But then I just bought it the other day because I ran out of room. I ran out of 6 terabytes of room.
Wow.
And I went and bought a 10 terabyte like desktop hard drive to put it all on. All my old stuff is on that. So now I got all those free space SanDisks. And
are those SSDs?
Yeah, they're they're expensive. I'll tell you that. Or they weren't, and they are now. It's like $110 for 1 terabyte when it's red. It's red with like a soft. They're for extreme or whatever. So if you drop them, they don't break.
Whenever a video uploads, I delete it off my phone, so I no longer have it.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, so I've been
trying that's what I was doing.
Because I'm just.
I could always just download it back off of YouTube if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I want that extra footage though.
Facebook,
you know.
Bunch of folders on Facebook that nobody can see, the pictures of my son, all the stuff that you want to keep as a dad for myself that I don't want to lose with my son. And so I put it all on Facebook as private where only I can see it. And then I deleted every photo, every video off my phone, all to try to make YouTube videos. And I'm like, I see why people split this.
This whole time that I'm making these long videos, I've been slowly putting together an entire year of stuff. So I go back and I look at that stuff and I just build on it. Because my 1 year was the 29th.
Yeah.
And I still ain't got it done. I got so much crap. And by the way, I don't know if you saw it, Travis. I can't tell you about Power Tour a little bit. I know a lot more than I can tell. But it's Southeast in June.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, I haven't seen any official dates on it yet, but from what I understood, it should start somewhere near where it ended.
Yeah.
But it ended 3 hours from my house, so hopefully.
They didn't do that this last year. It ended in Champaign in 21, and they started in Memphis in 22. So
okay,
but I know somebody. Let's just put it that way, and it's Southeast, and it's going to be in June. And they ended in Atlanta, so that ought to give you an idea.
Yeah,
it'd be neat if they went up the coast and back around to like Bristol, end at Bristol. That would be friggin' great. Because I wanted to take my Javelin up on Atlanta Motor Speedway, and I couldn't because I lost a damn wheel bearing when we was pulling into place.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I've been the first Javelin to hit the wall at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
That Javelin's sweet.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah, one of these days I want to get into some drag and drives. My schedule, I've only got so much time off. I got to schedule it ahead of time, so
That's what I wanted to do too.
My time allotted for extended type stuff, but
well, we were going to try to register for Rocky Mountain Race Week this year, but it's not going to happen. It's not on the cards. We're not ready to try to drag and drive that truck. It'll be broke before we get off the trailer at the first track, and then we'll be pushing it. It's not worth it. It needs to be more tested before we try that.
Well, after I saw Finnegan's videos, holy cow!
Yeah.
Although I will say he definitely deserves the Thrasher Award because I would not have gone through all that effort to try to get back on the track at that point.
It's like how much you think that cost him to go to that machinist's house that does all them, and they did all that work, you know. I'm sure it looked nice, and Jacob or whatever his name's a nice guy, but that's still a business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he don't need Finnegan's help. So it's that. Oh my God. And
Finnegan needs to have some sort of award for.
What y'all think about Ken Block passing away?
That's messed up.
That deal.
Dang. That dude was so legit. Like, man, I've watched videos of him since I was in high school. That dude, I was showing my son today, I was getting the front end aligned on my truck that I drive back and forth to work. And I showed him the videos of him going through Pikes Peak. And he's just like, my son, who's 6 years old, and he's like, he's that close to the edge, Dad? I'm like, yeah. This guy could drive. I mean, he was good at what he did.
It's a terrible thing, but at the same time, you almost had to expect it.
No,
if you're going to live like that, it's probably going to happen like that. And that's fine if that's what, that's fine.
He went out the way that he made his
series. It's crazy.
No, I just hope, I make rebar for a living. I hope I don't go out the way I make my living. It would be a good deal. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
I just have a forklift. Don't be saying that.
Yeah, no. I got hot melting steel around me all the time. I don't want to go out the way I make my living. It wouldn't be no fun.
I want a big rig. That's the last thing I need. Tip over a trailer or something like that. Ran over by a forklift.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a hot piece of rebar stuck through me. No, I don't want that.
Hey, in this 30-degree weather, it would be.
Well, you say that. 30-degree weather. I promise you it's still hot.
I want to be as happy as the dude when he burns himself in the crotch with a half-lit blunt and crashes into a damn dumpster. That's how happy I want to be. If you know exactly what I'm talking about, you'll know. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
The friggin' Big Lebowski. He's sitting there banging on the hood of the car, and he's happy, and he drops a damn roach in his. He's just happy as hell, and then he slams into the damn dumpster, and right there, I'd want to be out and gun. Just that happy.
But I got some pure shine here, so I'll go out that way.
I don't even care about the blunt. I don't smoke. But it's just like, he was so happy. Yeah. I was like, you know what? That's how I want to die.
Yeah. And that's why I kind of want Travis's Mustang, because there's a lot of things about that thing that makes a good gambler.
That's how you want to go out?
Yeah.
You want to go out in the Mustang?
I'm down for it. I'm a Ford guy. And the fact that I got a Buick is horrible, but whatever. The reason I got this thing, though, was given to me. But that's how I got the Buick. I had a AR-12 for sale. And the guy's like, hey, man, I'll give you – he gave me the price that I gave for the gun and the Buick. He's like, hey, here's this cash amount and this car. Because I know you do this stupid thing where you get a car, you jack it up, you put mud tires on it, and you go beat the ever-living hell out of it. So here's this car and cash for that boom stick that you got. So here you go. And so I cut the catalytic converters out from under this thing and sold them things for about $400. And yeah, that's how I bought the mud tires for it. I lifted it. If y'all saw how this thing is lifted, like it's lifted by washers, some shocks that I found at a car wash at the dumpster. They were sitting beside the dumpster, and I got the shock. I got the springs up an '86 Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive, and that's how I lifted the Buick, and longer bolts for the strut housing. And that's why I like to tow it's been in some, like an old OBS Ford, how you back the old OBS Fords up and the tires leaned in. And that's what this thing does.
You know, everything you're saying and explaining would be 150,000 views in 2 weeks if you did it right on the video.
And I don't know how to do that. Because I did it the way that, you know, I make a good living for what I do for a living. And I could go buy a Gladiator, a Jeep, etc., rock crawler. I could do all that. And I could be every other guy, Tom, Dick, and Harry, on YouTube, off-roading a Jeep, off-roading a Toyota. I could do that. But no, I like pulling up in a Buick that's got a winch in the front, a winch in the back, and I'll go exactly where you want to go because I got a lead foot, and I'm not scared to blow this thing up. And that's my thing. It's like I pulled a Jeep Rubicon out that had like $40,000 worth of tires and axles. I pulled him out of a bad spot, and he's like, "Man, you're doing exactly what I do, but you have less money in it." I enjoy it, and that's the whole reason I started my channel. Was because there's a lot of guys who can't afford to go off roading, but you can go off roading in a beautiful Sabre. With 3110 5015 mud grips on it that are retreads that I gave $300 for, and that's the perk for me is I like building something that nobody else has. Same as Travis's Mustang. The one thing I love about Travis's Mustang is the Mustang brake lines are on the inside of the car when they come from the rear end. I ain't got to rip those off. I ain't got to make skid plates for them.
The fuel line is under there though.
Yeah, and I love making something that nobody else has. As far as like y'all, they're talking about in their weekly talk about what you want to do in 2023. I don't know if I can do it or not. I found the Chevrolet 4-wheel drive frame. I want to put the Buick on a 4-wheel drive frame, turn a 3800 instead of being a front-wheel drive car, turn it, put a 4L60E, some kind of transmission like that in it, a Turbski 350, something with a transfer case. Make this thing a 4-wheel drive on a 4-wheel drive frame. That's what I want to do. Because, you know, I think that would be cool. But how to promote that, I have no earthly idea.
Can the
Go ahead.
is the bell housing on that 3800 compatible with any rear-wheel drive transmissions?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I've looked into that. Like what you're saying. So it'll fit a 4L60E, it'll 4L6080 with an adapter plate.
Okay.
So I've looked into that. Because like the older square body Chevrolet S10 that were 4-wheel drive, some of them had a 4L60E or a 4L60, which is just not an overdrive. But I've also looked at the, what was the 5-speed Chevrolet transmission? I can't remember. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can buy a bell housing adapter plate for it as well. To fit on like a S10 frame or a square body frame. So I've looked into all of that. But as you know, that costs money. and finding one. And if I'm going to do all that, I'm going to do it right. You know, I don't want just a trashed out transfer case. I don't want the 207. I want the 205. You know, I want to do it right. So that's my thing. Because if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to put a Buick on a 4-wheel drive frame, it's going to be legit. It's going to have a 350 or a 4.3, which I like a 4.3 because they're low in torque and you can beat them to death. That's what I like. And so I'll look at all that. So that's what I like to do. I like to do something that nobody else does and put it through places that you wouldn't put something through. That's what I like to do.
I'm sorry if you guys hear random baby screaming. I got a sick baby. She's not too happy. She just got back. She just got out of the hospital earlier today. So
she all right?
Damn.
She's doing all right now. We don't really know what's wrong with her. They said it's rhinovirus or something like that, but her eyes are all poopy and seized up, and she's snorting and coughing and all kinds of stuff.
Hey, you won't hear no complaints from me, man. I'm a dad of a 6-year-old. I wouldn't be on here if my little boy was sick. I'd be checking on him, and I understand.
And she's a year the 19th of this month. So.
Woo! Yeah, good stages.
She's gonna get those teeth, and she's gonna start biting.
Yeah,
she already tries to eat everything around the house.
That would be interesting. There you go. There's an idea for you, Chucky.
Oh wow, steer in the back.
I don't know about that.
I thought of a lot of stuff, but rear steer.
It'd be very hard to run a steering linkage all the way to the back.
It is hard to run it. Travis is absolutely right. It is hard to run those linkage in the back.
But you could do hydro and do 4-wheel steering.
You could do 4-wheel steering. I don't know if y'all watched that the YouTuber darn it, something recovery. He's in Utah. He has a Movair on a 4-wheel drive frame. He has a Jeep, and now he's building an off-road wrecker. I've been watching a lot here lately, but he's got a off-road wrecker off a 50-something international truck that is 4-wheel steer on military axles that I've been watching a lot of.
Huh.
No, I would love to put this on a 4-wheel drive frame, but I don't want it to be janky. Like I would want to do it right.
Yeah, putting big block Chevy and Mustard.
Yes, I wouldn't want to do it. I don't want a 4L60E because we all know a 4L60E it'll shift one day, then the next day it don't. It's kind of like the IDI transmission I got right now in my tow truck. Yeah, one day it shifts great, the next day it may not.
No,
so that's why I've been wanting to build a truck or get a truck like Travis's 12 valve. His Dodge, that's exactly what I would like to get with an NV 4500 5-speed. Because yours is automatic, is it not, Travis?
It is, yeah. That's I go back and forth. I had one with a get rag, and it was all right. And that's what's stock in that year of truck is the get rag. Yeah. The biggest problem with that one was lifted on 36s, and it would still tow okay, but the 3-4 shift was terrible because it's such a wide split. It's really hard, especially with those big tires, to recover from that shift.
Yeah.
If I built another one, I want to build one, and I want to go with a 6-speed, the newer 6-speed.
Okay.
It's expensive.
But I tell you, my dad, so him and I put a 12 valve in a 96 F350, and we put a 6-speed in it, and he hot shotted. I don't know if y'all are familiar with hot shotting, but it's a truck driver pretty much with a dually. He never put it in 6th gear.
No?
He never used 6th gear. So it depends on what gears you want to put in yours. Like my IDI right now, it's got 355 gears, and it wouldn't pull a string out of a greasy pig's ass right now. Like when I left St. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, the last gambler, I put a Buick on just a pull-behind trailer, not a gooseneck, and I got 4.5 to 5.5 miles a gallon pulling that thing back home because I just had it matted to the floor with 355 gears. Now I got some 411 gears right here in the floor that I hope to be putting in that truck pretty soon. That I hope, but granted, IDI, it ain't got a turbo. It's gutless. I thought
if I was gonna, at that point, as far as if I did the 6-speed, it would be gear swapped to whatever. I'd have to figure out the gear ratios and tire size and everything. It'd be gear swapped so that 6 gear would be usable. But like right now, that truck has 355s or 354s or whatever.
Right.
I don't. I'd have to look. Yeah, Country Mouse says finding an NV 4500 is like finding hen's teeth.
It is. You're right.
And as far as if I'm not mistaken, the NV 4500 has the same or real close to the same overdrive as the Get Rag.
It may.
And then I think the 6-speed is double overdrive, if I'm not mistaken. So,
I mean, like you said, if you put 410s in it, then you could use 6 gear. But with 355s, I doubt you would use 6 gear.
Yeah, but if you're towing, you don't need the 6 gear anyways. It's not. That's a double overdrive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what he was doing. He was pulling, he was pulling the Colorados. He was going up the Rockies all the time. And so, 6 gear ended up being irrelevant to him because he was, he had to have the 6-speed transmission. Now, it would run. Now, when he would get on the interstate empty, he could run 90 miles an hour, and it wouldn't hurt that truck at all. But we ended up eventually putting an Allison out of an 08 Duramax in the truck and getting a computer box to talk to the 12-valve Cummins, and it was an ordeal wiring that thing up to make it work. And that Allison, it just ate it up.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like a dream build, really, because he had a 97 F350 with a 12-valve Cummins with an Allison.
Was it a P-pump 12-valve?
It was a P-pump, yeah.
Yeah.
Because originally he had the Allison out of a school bus, which is only a 4-speed, which are bulletproof, but it's 55 miles an hour, wide open. He's pushing 2,300 RPMs with a Allison out of a dump or a school bus.
Yeah, they're just straight.
You ain't
they're
gonna
not overdrive. They're straight
55
through.
miles an hour, unless you put tall tires on it and a tall gear. But I think he was running like 342s. Something stupid high, and it pulled anything you wanted to, but 55 miles an hour, it was it.
So I was gonna make a kind of little family tow rig, something to haul my rig to. Yeah, I hear. I was gonna use my Yukon. I was gonna put an SM465 behind the 5.3 because the 4060 kept messing up in it.
Yeah.
And I had an SM465 laying around, and I was gonna try to gear it to match to haul an 18-foot trailer in my S10 to. Once I get 300 subscribers, if that ever happens on either channel, JTVZ or, Damn It Steiner. But that didn't fall through. The 4060 repaired itself and it had all of its gears back somehow. So I just keep driving it.
Fix is fixed. It don't matter how it happens.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I just put 35s on that the other day, so we're going to see how that drives with 35s on it now.
I got monetized on Instagram about a month ago, and Instagram, TikTok, I've already gotten monetized on both of those. But YouTube, it's tough to get to them subscribers.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if y'all have. I've looked up on how to get subscribers. You can pay these websites, but I want it more y'all guys who are into what. Like, I'm into all of y'all stuff because I understand it. I don't want some fake YouTube person or YouTube account subscribing to me and it's not relevant,
Well, the thing with if you did that, even if you had the subscribers, you still have to get the hours.
That's
and
right.
if you have a bunch of subscribers that aren't watching the videos, it's not going to matter anyway.
Big Block 402, how you get monetized on Instagram? I had 1,600 followers, and I got a notification that said, "Hey, you've been monetized. Put your banking account information here." And I added it to an account that I went and made an account, so I wouldn't worry about the actual account that I use daily getting hacked. And so, no, I'm not saying that I make enough money to do anything with it, but currently I'm making like $20 a month off Instagram. It's not a lot.
Making bank over there.
Yeah, I'm making big bank. I buy a half a roll of Skull every week.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Big Block.
Big Block makes a good point.
Yeah. Automotive is so crowded on YouTube that it is hard to get subs. YouTube is really saturated with automotive content right now, which is good. And it's a good thing. There's a lot out there. But on our end of things, it does make it tough to get subscribers because there's so much out there.
Because for me, there's not a lot of Gambler 500 videos, but there's not a lot of how to build a Gambler 500 videos.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, okay, how do you lift a Buick LeSabre without spending $800 for a lift kit on a website? Well, I'll show you how to do that. Or how do you lock the front end? Well, I can show you how to do that too. But it just takes time. And like the lock in the front end, like I got another parts car in the back that I'm gonna lock the transmission on it. And it's not Lincoln lock. Like, it's an actual locker. But I paid $18 for the locker that I gotta somewhat modify to make it lock so that both of the front tires are spinning when I need them to be locked. And so there's not a lot of videos on how to make a gambler car or an off-road car. And now, like Travis's Mustang's easy. You throw a 4 9-inch in the rear. There's a dime a dozen lockers for a 4 9-inch. From $100 to $1,000, you can buy a 9-inch rear end locker.
Yeah.
Or I ain't gonna Lincoln lock one because I know what happens eventually. You're going to break it on the trail. I mean, I know that. I've done it. We all have. We've all Lincoln locked the locker somewhere or another. Because the first off-road thing I built was a John Deere lawnmower that would run 50-something miles an hour, and it had 30-inch mud tires on the back. I didn't YouTube none of that, but because I didn't think that would be, So that's why I started mine. It's just, a buddy of mine was like, "Man, the cool stuff that you do, people would like to watch it." I'm like, "Well, I'll start recording it. What's the worst can happen?" And now went off the deep end trying to make a YouTube.
You sound like my old lady's little brother. Yeah. He took a little lawn tractor and took lawnmower wheels and took tires off, took 4-wheeler wheels, and welded them together. And with the 4-wheeler tires, and then put them on the lawnmower and changed the pulley out on the lawnmower. That thing would run almost 55 miles an hour on the highway.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you change. I had a 1-inch in the rear and a 9-inch in the front, as far as pulley swapping. I had a clutch assembly that would make sure that you could declutch it. I had it where it'd run a wheelie in 3rd gear. I mean, you name it, I did it as far as a lawnmower. Now, I ain't got none of that stuff no more. I sold it all, but yeah, I've done all that. It's fun.
I choose life. You seen what happened to Kim Block? I choose life.
Yeah. This comment I got highlighted. That's about the same for me. I mean, I could put up a video and I may get 300 to 500 views in the first day, maybe. And it is what it is. I just kind of deal with it. I'm sure there's little things I could do to get it better, but I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
reloading fun. Actually, didn't I have a video come out yesterday? I had a video out yesterday on the update on the 339, and hopefully it should have another 1 or 2 videos this week about the 339. I am getting some progress made on it.
So why made you build a 305 instead of a 350? I've wanted to ask you that.
Uh-oh.
How many times have you told this story, Chad?
I'm just curious because I've had a 305,
let's see.
400s.
All right, so we'll just go back to the beginning of why it's even a 305. That's what this truck had in it. 305 and a 4-speed. So on Facebook, everybody's like, somebody get on there and say, hey, I've got a 305 in my truck. Is there anything I can do to make it have more power? They can't afford to buy a whole nother motor. I was like, everybody just pounces on them. Get a 350, 305 junk, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, I've got a platform and I've got the truck to disprove all of that nonsense. And it's got a 4-speed, a grainy low 4-speed to boot. So that's why I decided I'm going to put a cam intake and headers on this 305 and show people that you can have fun with the 305 and a 4-speed. Well, then I done the nitrous, and it was just pretty well wore out. I wasn't sure what I was going to do at the time, but a buddy of mine came up with this 383 crankshaft. He's like, hey, why don't you stick this in that 305 and just build something different? Like, I'm sold. Let's do it. So it's just something different. It's because everybody says that you can't make any power. You can't do this. You can't do that with a 305. So I'm just kind of showing you what you can do with one. I'm not saying that you should or anything because, man, every time I click, buy here or buy this, I'm like, I could be spending this money on the big block stuff that I've got and have double the horsepower and naturally aspirated before you even hit it with nitrous. So, but it's just doing something different. Not necessarily. It's kind of along the lines of build what you have, build what you got, and build something different. Just do your own thing.
No, I understand that completely. I mean, I get that all the time. Like, I got guys at work all the time like, Nathan, you can afford a Razor or a Toyota or a Jeep. Instead, you're building a Buick. He goes, just let that sink in for a minute. No, I understand completely what you're saying. Because,
all right,
as you well know,
74 LS4 big block sitting right here on the stand. I've got right here in this bag is a 454 factory steel crank that actually I got from Jacob down there in the corner. Raise your hand, Jacob. Jacob, he can't hear it. He's frozen. Anyways, I got a whole box full of pistons, 8-beam rods, all stuff for big blocks. And I've got a bunch more blocks out in the barn. I'm a big block guy. But I decided to build a small block because why not?
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here looking for a block. I need one so I can put the internals out of my cracked motor into a good one. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. I showed a guy at work your stuff because he was talking about you can't build a 305. You got to have a 350 or a 400 or a 454. I'm like, no, there's a guy on YouTube that built a 305. Now, it may cost you more money, but
well, as far as that goes, the pistons were a little more expensive for this build versus a 350 because that was the one thing because the rods, crankshaft, everything else the same as the 350.
Right.
But the pistons were, that was one of my things. Like, man, if I'm gonna build this, I got to have some solid pistons, some good forged units, because I'm gonna be hitting it with nitrous, and I want to hold up. So, like, where are you gonna find nitrous ready forged pistons for 305 with a stroker crank and 6-inch rods? I mean, who's gonna have those? And that's where I found DSS Racing up in Illinois, and I started looking at their website, and they've got everything you could think of for those. And like, so I called them up on the phone and said, "Hey, this is what I'm building. This is what I'm wanting. What have you guys got?" He said, "Well, I got them in stock." I'm like,
Dang.
"What?" He said, "Yeah, we forge everything in house. Everything is done in house there, forging, machining, everything. So it's all USA made." And he said, "I can have them to you in the next week." I'm like, "Oh wow!" And they cost a little bit more than a comparable 350 piston or 383 piston, but
Right.
yeah. Let's see what's going on over here in the chat.
Buff's talking about building a new Trans Am.
A new Trans Am.
Well, he said something about what he's going to spend on the new Trans Am.
Yeah, he's spending what he would spend on a new Trans Am, I think.
They don't make a Trans Am, do they?
I guess he's saying if he was to buy, let's say, new car. Come on, Travis, don't get technical. Yeah, reloading fun is one of the 4 speeds of my dually. It's slow and clunky shifting. Yeah, it's not the best shifting, but actually this one in this truck is one of the smoothest shifting 4 speeds I've ever shifted. Now it's still not as fast as, a nice car 4-speed or 5-speed or 6-speed, and the gear ratios are all wrong.
But it's got a custom
make it work
now, so it should be better.
Oh, here's the man, the myth, the legend, Buff.
All right, I just want to clarify what I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are talking about building, whatever, big blocks, spending your money where it would go the farthest.
Wisely.
But we're content creators. So
Yeah.
anybody can build a 350. Anybody can build a 454. Anybody can throw a 5.3 LS in something.
Yeah.
I know a guy done it in an old 63 Pontiac he drug out of the woods.
I can tell you an LS and anything else wouldn't have made content, but you put it in a Pontiac and it pisses people off. And next thing you know, you got content. You got viewers. You got haters. What I will tell you is I could build any car for next to nothing compared to what I'm going to put into this Trans Am. And I got a garbage Trans Am. I got a garbage Z71 Suburban. I got a garbage Cadillac 6.0. And yeah, all 3 of them, I probably got maybe $400 or $500 in total. They're all going to go together and become an all-wheel drive Trans Am and be stupid.
I am super excited about seeing that build.
And I will tell you that it's probably going to cost a lot more than it should. But if it creates content and people are happy, I will gladly break it on the first pass at No Name Nationals.
Oh, boy. I got a Buick that'll smoke your ass.
I have no doubt.
All-wheel drive.
Was that a call out?
That's kind of like a call out.
Sure.
So, I mean, I'm taking the engine literally, what's today? The 3rd. So on the 16th, the 6 liters going down to Ed's machine in Arkansas. And he's going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, fix the cam bearings, put all that back together. We're going to get a nice little turbo cam for it. It's factory 400 horse from GM. So we hopefully will bump that number up. And then Punisher is going to build me out a nice turbo system, 1 or 2, probably 2. And I don't know, be stupid. I'll put as many as people want to pay for, YouTube money.
Yeah.
So my supercharged
their money.
3800 ain't gonna hang up.
Quad turboed, all-wheel drive, trans.
Yeah, reloading
it's
fun.
Gonna
yes,
fail right away, but at least it'll be fun for a minute.
Yeah. But
my
yeah,
goodness,
reloading
I'm
fun.
getting
It's a SM465. It's the regular old truck 4-speed that's in this truck, and I speed shift it, drag racing, or try to, until drive shaft goes.
And what do you
out.
call that thing where you jump out and it just drives itself?
So when this 3800 gets supercharged, this big block right here,
ghost riding.
Yeah.
Put her in low.
Gonna have a problem.
Well, I'm also trying, if I can get a big enough trailer, I'm bringing the 98 supercharged Grand Prix, and I really got to bring the 63 back because everybody wants to see it again. So I don't know.
So is the 63 going to make a pass this time?
If it goes, it will make a pass. Yes. It
so
just depends.
The 3800 with a supercharge.
Yep.
That's what I'm going.
It's too hot.
That's what I'm going to do to mine. So what are you going to do yours to make it faster? Because I got 31s on it, possibly 33s by that time.
So there's not a lot you can do to the 3800 without tearing into the engine. So you can put a power pulley on it. You can do some ignition stuff. There's a few things that you can do before, you got to tear the engine apart and redo it.
Well, I've done that 3 times with sticking in a pond.
So I will be calling Holly now that it's a new year and their funds are up and see what they can do for parts. I don't know. We'll see what it'll do.
I'm sorry, that's Casey's little brother. He's in there screaming at his Fortnite game.
Quench machines here.
All I know is I got to put brakes on this thing. 0 brakes.
Hey, well, who was it? Somebody just posted they got a parachute. Who was that? I don't remember who it was.
I didn't see that yet.
And I'm going 8th mile track. You're going to go fast enough. You need a parachute. Wow. That's pretty dang fast.
All right, guys, I'm going to hop off up here, and then I guess Show Me Trucks. I'm going to go join his. We're going to talk about going to Orange Beach Evasion car show down there in Orange Beach, Alabama. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks for stopping in.
I'll see you guys later. I'll see you around.
See you.
See you, man.
Anyway, I got to write a report, but that's all I got on. I want to clarify. You could be spending your money in a lot better places, and it would go farther if you're just trying to build a race car. But if you're trying to build a YouTube channel, you just watch that money go away.
Yeah, it's not about.
Watch a lot of money go away.
It's not about that.
At least this way, you're building subs, and eventually it'll pay you back. Because when I went to Texas to get that free car, the subscribers paid for it.
You want to get back into that again?
No. I'm making a point. The subscribers paid for it. They paid for the entire trip. And they didn't have to, but they did. Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody donated a little bit, and I ended up spending, I don't know. Whatever it was almost nothing out of my own pocket, and the subscribers footed the bill. It was nice. So I got a free car and a free trip.
Yeah.
Although they could have kept the trip because, bus travel is not for me.
But you made so many friends on the bus.
Yeah.
I mean, my hands and my jaw were tired.
While your jaw tired.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
No.
What happens on the bus to Texas stays on the bus to Texas.
All I can say is I did not have to buy food or water or a hotel room. It was all paid for, and $20 is $20.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's it. We're not saying anymore.
Yeah.
I give $20 to have 500 subscribers, so I know I'm going to international.
Hey,
That is-
subscribers, if you got to do favors at the gate, just as long as you get your subscribers.
Yep. Subs are subs.
I don't want to know what Dizzy did to get his subs, but he got them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If I could have built the 454, just a regular 383 stroker.
Yep.
Because I've got 350 blocks. I mean, I had everything to make just a 383 instead of 349, or 339. But it would have just been another 383 build that's been done and done and done and done. Nothing wrong with a 383, but it's just something.
How many
something
are out there?
Different.
Right? And then when you go back and you say, hey, I want to see a 305 built so it actually kicks some butt, nobody does it. Very few people do it. Let me say that. And here you are custom building one. There's my buddy.
If you Google search 339 stroker, it's mostly my stuff that comes up. And
really, that's brilliant if you think about it, because, I mean, let's be honest, you got 15,500 plus subscribers, and the rest of us would love to have that many. And if they go to YouTube and look up a 305 that's been built, 90% is going to go to your channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so when I was thinking about doing this,
305? No, it sure ain't.
When I was thinking about doing this and trying to figure out, what's been done before, which it's just another engine build really, but sitting there on YouTube trying to just get some ideas, just look at stuff. The only thing you get when you put in a stroker 305 or 334, 339 stroker is just like little 2-minute clips or little bits here and there. And it doesn't really give you a good story of what the actual potential of one is. And I've had a few subscribers or fans, whatever you call them, that in the beginning were asking, it's like, not really saying it was a stupid idea, but, like everyone else thinks, why not just build a 383? It's like, now they're hooked on it. They want to see what's going to happen with this thing. They want to see if it's actually going to turn out to make any power.
That's the key, is all this time, money, and effort. What's it going to put out? And we want to see that before and after, and it's going to be awesome, regardless. Yeah. But yeah, that's what they're looking for.
Is it going to? I'm not building it to be the fastest truck out there. Now, the one thing I do want to try to coin is being the fastest granny low 4-speed truck in the world.
Yep. I've got dually burnout ever.
Yeah. I've got a couple things going on this build that kind of make it unique. Now, eventually, the 339 is going to go into something different possibly, and this will have a big block in it. But I'm still going to have the 4-speed. I'm still going to have the 3/4 ton rear end in it. Just doing stuff different.
What's up, Jay? Where'd he go?
He's down there.
There he is. All right. Oh, Chucky moved.
When it comes to those motors, you wouldn't believe how many people have told me, why are you rebuilding a 304? Like, why not? It's the original engine.
Is it count rebuild if you're cleaning the bearings with a wire wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially not straightening it out with the hammer.
With the hammer, yeah. That's one of my favorite parts.
That was impromptu. I was like, oh, look, it fit perfectly over the head of that drill, so why not beat the crap out of my drill and straighten out a bearing? It's perfect.
Anything with hammers, I love it.
Oh, like right after while you were sending me all that stuff, I was at Harbor Freight, and I was going to take a video of the hammer aisle. They got like nothing but hammers for like 50 yards.
Yeah.
Even the little bitty ones, you know.
Yep.
For the white men.
Yeah. Reach for the small one. No. Reach for a little bit bigger one. No. And then grab the biggest one they got. That's the one that's gonna work.
And then the old lady says, "Well, who the hell are you kidding?" You know.
Oh.
There's your challenge, Chad.
Yeah.
That's actually.
Seconds.
I want to make it now. It'll with the 339. It's going to be sprayed to get it into 10 seconds. But that's my goal. I want to have a 10-second quarter-mile time slip.
That's a question I have.
1099
spray.
Me.
What's that?
Travis, you spraying?
Spray.
I intend to.
Okay. Jay, are you gonna spray the Javy? No comment. Got it.
I ain't talking about my cars.
Okay. No, we're not.
No, I thought about it. I'd have to get new solenoids though. Those solenoids are junk. I got the plate and the tank and the line and all that stuff's there. The solenoid. Crap.
So if I went at least a single turbo, maybe 2 turbos, and sprayed it, would I just explode everything?
No.
Depends on if it was a Dodge.
No.
I think that depends on whether or not you can get the tune right first.
Yeah, the tune will be the thing, but some turbo guys use nitrous to get it to make up the
turbo lag.
The turbo lag, yeah.
Yep.
They'll spray it to get
That's
to
what I was thinking.
Turbo spooled up.
Yep, hit it right away and then ride the wave for 8 miles.
Nitrous Express on their Facebook page had a post, had a nitrous bottle and a turbo sitting there. It said, "Our nitrous, your turbo, like best friends," or something like that.
I'm all about that. I was considering it, but I don't have a lot of experience with nitrous, so it's like, I mean, other than in the medical field, which is fun. But
yeah.
The only experience I have with nitrous is installing it on the red truck. I've never sprayed anything ever.
Well, I haven't either. Let's have some fun at No Name. Let's blow something up.
Oh, sure.
No,
I'll do it. Fun.
I'll do that with small block Chevy. I ain't gonna do it with a damn AMC. That's for damn sure.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explode a 440 either. Not on purpose, anyway. I might explode it, but I'm not gonna do it on purpose.
Okay, so granted, the LQ9 6-liter is hard to find, but I will gladly blow up my LS for fun.
Dandy salvage.
Uh-oh.
I tell you, can't find that stumpy fella nowhere.
No.
He's hiding from you.
He's elusive. You think you got him, and then bam, there's Chad. I don't know how.
Old Big Block went to his house, still couldn't find him.
Or Ryan. Ryan pops up wearing square body hat.
I've got an idea. Watch out. I've got an idea. We have a contest to who can wear the shortest shorts and the craziest cowboy hat. Dead silence. You see that?
Well,
yeah.
I'm thinking I got some Daisy Dukes somewhere.
Yeah. Don't.
Crickets.
Yeah.
The Daisy Duke call out. There it is.
Yeah.
Don't wish for something you don't really want.
Yeah, no. Nope. Don't need that.
I don't think I'd have met this here Chucky fella. He's never met old Dandy Salvage, the Nacho Man, has he?
No, the Nacho Man, Dandy Salvage.
That's right, old Dandy Salvage from Mammoth Spring, Arkansas.
Mohawk says it's Backyard Performance that has the parachute.
Yeah, Levi. That's who it is. Yep.
Yeah, he's called out Redbeard.
Yep, he got a parachute, and I'm thinking, that thing better haul. That parachute's hard to repack, you know. If you're going to pull that pin, you better have a reason. What did he just say? I missed it.
Oh, he said
keep the distance short as possible. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just put 2 turbos sticking out of the hood going straight into the intake.
Yeah. Mohawk is I think he's talking about the Daisy Duke comment.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with
you
on that
Jason.
One.
My biggest problem is I'd have to find a way to hide everything.
Hide what?
My phone, cigarettes. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah. Levi is shooting for the five.
His BlackBerry.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Pager.
Is that what the kids call it nowadays?
The BlackBerry?
The BlackBerry.
Fives. What kind of speed is that?
A lot.
Fast.
In 8 mile, that's a lot of speed.
Yeah. 130.
Trying to think if I remember right. Cletus McFarland's El Camino, I think it's in the 4s, I want to say, in the 8. And then it'll run like 220 something in the quarter, like as far as speed. And he's down to 6s in the quarter. It's crazy fast.
Yeah, he's got that Godzilla.
Is that what's in the mullet? The mullet.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's
a mullet.
Big block Chevy, isn't it?
What happened?
Yeah, it's
everybody locked up at me.
It's Steve Morrison built big block twin turbo because LS can't get you where he was wanting to go because he tried. The LS platform wouldn't get him where he wanted to go, so he had to go to a big block, and now that thing just motors that big heavy car into the 6s, nice and easy.
He also put carbon fiber door.
Yeah.
Weren't they? Carbon fiber door
It still has power windows.
Yeah. Carbon fiber doors.
Okay, so according to this calculator that I'm looking at, to go 5 9s in the 8th, you're going to be about 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, 120.
That's trucking.
120, 130. My Comet, my 600 Comet runs about that, and I got to have a parachute on it too.
Yeah.
Cletus's El Camino, I think it's an early 80s.
G body.
It might be
G body.
It might be late 70s, early 80s. I remember watching the video when he first bought that car because originally they bought the car that's going to put a rocket or jet engine in the back of it.
Yeah.
Because YouTube, that's why.
Yeah, because YouTube.
And he didn't because he didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, I think there was some stuff behind the scenes that talked him out of it.
Yeah.
Insurance?
Probably.
Life insurance probably called him and said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
So, in response to Country Mile Garage, his Cummins is non-intercooled and he has I'm thinking he's meaning no turbo lag. So my Cummins is intercooled, but the way it's built, it has almost no turbo lag as well. It has a really small turbine section, so it doesn't take a lot of, I guess, airflow or exhaust airflow to spool the turbo up. It sacrifices some EGTs because it makes a lot more EGT than it used to, but it got rid of nearly all of the turbo lag by going to that smaller turbine housing.
Okay, got to go again. See you guys.
See you, Buff.
See you, Buff. Yeah, I mean turbos. There's just a whole lot of black magic that goes into setting one up right. I mean, depends on your what type of wheel you got in there and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, 3250. Yeah, that's fairly heavy for a drag car, especially a 6-second drag car.
Something that's all out drag. That's, I mean, for a street drag car, that's pretty light. But
you guys are talking all that speed. I'm hoping to get 8 to 9 seconds out of the Javelin. That's it. It ran 11s last year.
I'm really hoping. I'd really like to get down in the low 7s, high 6s with the truck this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I definitely want to be in the 7s somewhere.
Yeah, that's my goal in the 8s to 7s.
It should, though, man.
Hopefully.
This motor was. I have no idea how this thing is running. No idea. By the way, and I haven't put the video out, and I ran it for a little while trying to see if it would run right. It wouldn't. I ran it literally 15 minutes. It ate another gear.
Oh.
Yeah, the bearings were so bad in the rod bearings and the main bearings were so bad that it was moving the timing chain, and that combined with the cam is the only thing I could say is going like this, and it's running up and down on that distributor gear. And it just finally said, we're done, boss. It's over. Just stick a fork in it. But
that's in your power torque, your hot rod power torque car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one, actually, I got a hold of my machinist. Before I leave out tomorrow, if I'm working, he's taking my crank up to him, and he's going to go through it, go over it, because 304 cranks are pretty hard to find, believe it or not. And he's going to also fill and retap the balancer bolt because it's gone. I mean, it just been off and on too many times. It was stripped when I got it. So, But other than that, the cylinders, everything, she's good. I'm just going to replace all the bearings and up the cam just a hair. Not much. There ain't much you can do with them. That's why everybody says build a 360, and I've got a 401, but if I'm going to build one of them, it's going to be done right. And I don't have that kind of money and time right now.
Yeah.
Plus, this is a daily driver. Amber about bawled when I told her we had to drag it up to the freaking house. Is that with or without a transmission?
On what?
2 hacks. You want Redbeard to pull you?
Yeah, this year is going to be interesting because I think there's going to be, me, hopefully for one, is going to be a little more prepared. Hopefully by the time No Name Nationals come around, I'll have a pretty proven combination. It may not be fast, it'll be proven.
I think the James and James show guys are going to bring a 5-second Nova with them.
Oh, he's bringing the big car.
Yeah, I think they got one runs 514 or something like that.
Huh.
Ryan's tired of playing around, huh? He wants to bring the big one out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything out of them for a while.
No, he started a new job, and
the clean cut job.
Yeah. I think we're going to go up there and do some dyno pulls on his machine.
Now, he's just south of me, right?
Yeah. He's in Paducah.
Let me know when you do that. I'm not following.
Yeah, he's just 3 hours for me.
It's about 2 for me. 2.5. About the same distance as it is to Chicago. Illinois is a lot longer state than people think.
Yeah.
But hell, if you do that on some weekend, let me know. I'll come down.
Cool. Yep.
So, is that AMC? You're not going to run it now, or no? Ambassador or whatever it was.
Yeah, I started it today. I put a 500 Holley carburetor on it, and I started it up, and it sounds like it's going to run pretty good. I didn't try the transmission yet, but I'm going to look at a '63 Comet that I'm probably going to buy, and if I do that, then I'm going to sell the Ambassador and just use the Comet because it's a lot easier to get parts for the Comet than it is for that AMC.
Yeah, trust me, I know. What motor's that got? 290.
No, 232, 6-cylinder.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I knew that.
Same thing. It was on the old Jeeps back then.
And it does have the AMC 20 in it.
15, the rear end.
Oh,
AMC 15. Yep.
Dang. I got to rebuild mine. That's why I'm rebuilding this engine. I got to get underneath Javelin, pull the rear end out. It needs new leaf springs and everything underneath it anyway. So I'm just going to, it needed them before Power Tour. They sagged. They look like, they're pretty bad. The air shocks keep it in the air.
Yeah, this rear end's got a torque tube on it. The drive shaft is inside of a torque tube.
Oh wow!
So that would all have to be upgraded. If we put that Pontiac motor in there, we'd still have to do a rear end swap and all that. So the Mercury Comet would be a little easier to mess with, and plus he's got all the paperwork with it. I don't have a title or anything for this Ambassador, so not that I can't get one. It's just going to take a lot longer to get it.
That's my problem with the ambulance right now. I'm still fighting that because any other car I'd already have the plate and title and everything. The problem is it has GM's they got that 90 in the VIN, and that's for a commercial chassis.
Oh.
So you don't know where to put it at. It could be an ambulance. It could be so you have to, this lawyer guy that's looking into it's telling me that it might take a little while. So. See you, Mohawk.
Later, Mohawk.
But I haven't started that thing since I parked it out there. Well, no, when it started to get cold, I ran out there and made sure I ran it for a while and made sure the coolant was good. But I haven't moved it. Matter of fact, 2 of my brand new tires are flat. Damn it.
All right, fellas, we'll hit the bed. I got to go to work tomorrow.
All right. Jumping in here, Dougie. See ya.
I should have Javi's motor probably done by the middle of next week, actually. But I haven't really decided on a cam on it. You can go too high and they'll run like a thumper or something like that, just for shits and grins, we'll say, for the sound, but it'll run like crap. It won't really do anything for it.
Some of them thumpers are okay. Depends on the whole combination.
Yeah. Well, they say use a guy was saying in a forum that he's had 2 or 3 Jeeps with a 304 that were stock. And he said if he used the stock springs, it ran great. As soon as he changed the springs on them and put the ones that comp or whatever recommend, it started running like crap. And then he found out that in order to do that, you have to machine the heads down where, your valve seat, your spring seat. I'm like, I don't want to deal with all that. And it don't have to. So I'll probably go with like a 260H or something. I'm not going to go real big, just above like a torque cam, I guess. Like that Edelbrock has a 2132 that's like, they really don't have a lot of cams anymore, and that's one of them they just keep, but they don't even sell the springs for them no more because nobody uses springs. They just put that cam in there. I might do that. I don't know. That sucker's expensive though. It's $315 just for the cam and lifter kit. And I want all of it. I want the I can redo my heads. I want all that stuff. Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be nice in it, Dooley.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Torque for days.
What's the compression ratio on the 304?
8.5 to 1 with a 3 1/4 bore. I mean, it is little.
Wow.
What's the stroke then?
Wow.
Oh God, I got all this written down out in the garage because I went through it all. I was trying to work out compression ratio. How could I lower it? And because there really ain't much you can do with pistons. I mean, like it's 3 1/4 bore. So I mean, what the hell do you do? That's why everybody's telling me go to the 360. Then you get up there to that like a 350 Chevy or something like that. And you can do more with them, but I mean, you can make them pretty snappy. Austin's got that AMX of his, but of course it's got a 4-speed behind it, so it does make a difference. And it's peppy as hell, you know.
Wait, what year is that, Jaddy?
1974.
Okay, 74, 304 2-barrel.
Yep.
3.75 bore and 3.44 stroke.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's pretty close to the same bore and stroke as a 305 Chevy, right?
Close, yeah.
Yeah. They actually, there's all kinds of combos you can do to this thing. I never really built one up. I mean, there was really no reason to build up a 304. They just weren't, you know, they're a good motor. They just weren't worth building, putting a lot of money in. But there's people out there that put Chevy, you know, pistons in them, and there's all kinds of combinations. And, you know, for like rock crawlers, stuff like that, people put them in because they are a torquey son of a gun. I don't know. The only thing I've ever done with 304s is freshen them up, build them, throw them back in a Jeep. That's all I've done, you know. And I was trying to build this one up a little bit more because, you know, it's a Javelin, for God's sakes. It almost got beat by a 30,000-pound ambulance. It looks cool, but it is not.
So are you not going to have to do any machine work to it?
No. That thing, I'll tell you what, I got one cylinder that's got a vertical score in it that's not good. But I always use dingle balls, but I'll probably run a stone through it a couple of times and then run the dingle ball. I'm not going to go crazy, you know. But it had, I don't know if you saw that picture of the rod bearings in it were terrible. And
Facebook?
Huh?
Was that on Facebook, the picture?
Yeah.
I don't get on Facebook.
Well, no, I think I put it on my community page too.
Oh.
But when I got the pistons out of it, 4 of them, the compression ring was broke.
Ouch.
And there was carbon in between the brakes. And that thing was running. It still ran, but it never has really ran great. It's always been kind of hard start. I had a cylinder full of gas and it'd been sitting for, you know, I don't know, probably about a week. Not full of gas, I shouldn't say that, but you can see where it, you know, went past the valve into the cylinder. And so I'm just going to redo the heads my style and redo the cylinders. And the only thing is, I always say the main thing, reliable motor, start with the crank, make sure that son of a bitch is turned. Yeah. And that's what he's going to do to it. So,
yeah.
So you did have to turn the crank then?
Oh yeah, he's going to, he's going to, well, I don't know. There's no ridges on it where you can catch it with your finger. I don't have the C clamp or the C style micrometers. All I got is the flat one, because I never mess with those. I always take them straight to my guy here in town, and I just say, here, do your thing. I don't mess. Just make sure it's clean and straight. and he's never done me wrong. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this one. Then I'll just stick it back together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's just getting the compression back up from putting rings in. It's going to have to make it a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised the cam bearings weren't like worn, and it's the original cam that's in it. So I don't know. I said I didn't plan on building a
leak
304
down on that before you tore it apart just to see.
What's that?
I said it'd been interesting to do a leak down on it before you tore it apart just to see how much it leaked.
Yeah, I got a brand new leak down test kit in there. I've never used. I should have done that before I pulled it apart, but I was a little angry. It was just like, I'm done. I'm not messing with you no more. I saw that bent. It had a lifter stuck off the cam in the journal. It was just sitting up there. I had to take it with my hammer and smack it, and it fell out the bottom. But it bent the push tube. It bent that sucker. Had two of them that were bent.
Did it?
I guess whenever that thing jolted and popped, everything went to hell.
Huh.
Yeah, this 305 block, I was wanting to go 60 over just to go maximum anyways. And the machine shop's like, yeah, it's a good thing you didn't order 40 over pistons because it wouldn't have went 40 over. It was so wore out. Number 2 cylinder almost just barely made 60 over.
Oh, wow.
I found that out, something about that 304 too. You can go 60 over on those pretty easy. There is all kinds of room in there.
Yeah.
Because they're all the same. The 304, 360, and the 401. I could punch that thing all the way out to a 401. But rods and pistons, that's where you start getting kind of crazy.
We got somebody wanting to come back in. Oh, Big Block's back.
Oh.
Steven's back. Kicked Dandy out of his chair.
Get his chair back.
Yeah, I had to kick Dandy out. Hey, one thing real quick, because I do got to get up early in the morning to go to work, but I'm doing this giveaway on my channel for this piston and rod out of candy cane, and you just got there's a video up. You just got to answer the question of which cylinder did I lose in candy cane during the No Name Nationals. You answer that question, and I'll put you in for the drawing with some stickers and the piston and rod. There's only like 4 correct answers out of. I only have a few comments on there, so probably Friday I'm going to do the drawing. So it's just, I mean, it's not hard to figure out which cylinder I lost. And in the videos, I put a link to a video in there. It tells you exactly which cylinder it was that I dropped, completely wiped out. So
I watched that video and I can't remember which. I'm going to go back and rewatch the video.
Yep. Anybody wants to win?
I think I remember.
Yep. But anyway, the video is linked. It's pinned to the top of the comments in that video. But I put the video out. It says 1,000K sub giveaway. But anyway, there's only like 8 comments on there now, and I think only like 3 or 4 answers that are right. And I've even told them, go back and watch this video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go back and watch the video.
All they had to do was figure it
the wrong one. And I think some of them answered the wrong one because they don't want to win it. They just want to put a number up there, which that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a 350. I demolished that number 7 cylinder. The piston came apart. And from the outside, the rod pin or the piston pin was just sticking out of the frost plug. You can just barely see it. No, other than that, on the outside, it was fine. Tore it apart, pulled the head off, and there's no number seven cylinder. Number seven cylinder was gone. You could see the bottom side of number 5 cylinder. I mean, just touch it. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah, my brother blew up a 360 in his Little Red Express one time, and it took out 2 cylinders. Like, I mean, you could see straight through 2 of them on the inside. It was crazy.
I should have grabbed that rod. I found it when I was in Colorado, out of that motor that I blew up in the race car. It's a 5.7 Chevy rod, and by the time it got done getting blenderized inside that motor, it's about that long, bent into a U. It completely collapsed the pin end. None of the part where the rod bolts goes, it's gone. It's not even on there anymore. And
wow.
Talking about window in a motor, that one, there was 2 pieces of camshaft between 2 of the journals. 2 pieces of the camshaft were in the oil pan. Somehow it didn't spill a drop of oil. The oil pan stayed together. It broke the cam. There was lifters and push rods and obviously pieces of block and a piston and 2 piston pins and a rod all laying in the oil pan when I took it off. And it didn't put a hole in the oil pan or window the outside of the block. It was all inside the engine.
Wow. That's a strong block.
Amazing.
That's a stronger block than what we got.
The block was destroyed. It was just a 350 Chevy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it took 2 of the cylinders were completely you could grab the cam if it was in there from the oil pan, like your whole fist could go around the cam and windowed the block so bad. The only thing we saved off that motor was the heads.
And the intake. Motor. I done that to a 385 one time. My dad had just built. Man, he was pissed. So, Reloading Fun says, what do you guys think about putting a 557 Ford big block stroker in my Chevy Dually? Is there going to be some pissed off people? I'm also thinking about putting a 302 Ford in my El Camino. Well, Reloading Fun, I'm putting a big block Chevrolet back in candy cane for now, but that truck is going to go to my grandson. And hopefully before he gets it, it's going to have a turbo Coyote swap in the C10 before he gets it. But for now, it's going to still be a big block Chevrolet in the 64 C10. But yes, you will get some hate. Yes. But you'll also get some love.
I mean, it's hot rodding.
It is.
As you know, me personally, not my favorite idea. But you know what? Do it. I mean,
yeah. I mean, if that's what you have, just do it and have fun with it. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, just have fun with it, and you know, who knows?
I mean, I still may put this Pontiac 400 in candy cane because of what is the deal out in Oklahoma we're going to?
The truck gathering.
Yeah, truck gathering. Yeah.
So I've got to have an engine in there for the gathering, and it may be this Pontiac engine, but I've already got my vacation in for it.
Yeah.
So I got to have something to put in it before then, and that'll be here faster than we think.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that. I thought, man, it's already January. You know, April will be here before we know it. Which, I mean, my truck can go just the way it is, so I don't really have to do anything to it.
It is.
Huh? Yeah.
My truck is going the way it is. I just don't want to take it apart because then I'm in a rush to put it back together for that. I'm gonna leave it alone, and then after that, I'll take it apart.
That's kind of my idea too. It's mine is I do want to do some more work to the truck itself before No Name Nationals, but you know, it's like I also want to run it down the track a bunch this year, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. There's some things I need to do, but then there's and a lot of stuff I could do in a day or so. It's just because I want to pull the fenders off. I want to take as much weight out of it off the front as I possibly can.
So, not my favorite idea, he says. So I can go this weekend possibly and pick up a 402. The bottom end is brand new. It's all built, ready to go. And I've got the peanut port heads that I pulled off candy cane before I did the 781s. And I got a Comp 268 Extreme Energy cam that come out of candy cane's 402 before. I can put that together and have that 402 back running in no time. So I may do that.
There you go.
Because I do want to build I mean, a 454. I'm either going to do a high compression 468 or a 496 stroker. And Ed's machine has got a lot of stuff over there that he and I looked at doing together. So,
yeah.
But I got a 402 that I can get my hands on like this week and get it all together. And that'll be the easiest thing to do because I didn't pull the transmission out. All I done was just pull the motor out, so I can stick it right in there, hook my headers up, and be ready to go.
There you go. That sounds like a plan.
That sounds
just
like
to
the
have
way
it
I would
drivable.
do it.
What cam did you say you had in that?
A Comp 268 Extreme Energy, and it sounds good. I've got some video clips of that cam. It sounds really good too.
Yeah,
I've got two of those.
It's a good. That's a good kind of cam.
I got one in my Cutlass, that 455, and that thing is ridiculous. And then I got one in that Mustang my son drives, and they make that for the AMC too. I thought about doing it. It would actually handle it. So,
yeah, that's a good sounding cam.
It is, especially with the little Flowmaster 10s on it.
Jeff, I talked to a guy last week about a tunnel ram. He just didn't have the top plate for it. He just had the bottom, and it's an older Win tunnel ram, and it don't have the offset ports. They're lined up, and it's so hard to find a top plate for that old school tunnel ram. But I do want to do a tunnel ram motor in that truck. Tunnel Ram Mafia. That's what I want to be.
Which tunnel ram is it?
It's an old school Win.
Oh, I'll say Offenhauser. I've got an Offenhauser for that 455 olds, and it's a Dominator single top, the big, and I don't have a Dominator, and I don't have a reason to have one, but you can get a hold of Summit, and there is I think it's Offie. They still make them. They have to mold them for you, and it take you about 2 months to get it, and it's about $250 for a dual top, for just the top.
The single one was that real deep. I can't remember what they call it, the bathtub or whatever. Real deep
on the Offie.
Yeah,
it's
But you said it was for a Dominator.
Yeah, I got the Dominator top. Nice. It come off a jet boat
plate on it. You could put an adapter plate. To a 4150.
I've got one. I've got an adapter plate, but I wanted to get the dual.
Oh yeah.
I've got a bug catcher scoop that's brand new, sitting in the house, ready for it, and all that. I'm just haven't ordered the damn top.
Well, you're like me. You got too many projects sitting out here in the driveway to work on. You can't work on them all every day.
Yeah.
Or you can't afford to work on them every day. I can't.
Yep. Well, hey, I'm gonna get out of here. I thought I'd stop in with my face showing before I just got home and get the kids, get the boy to bed and stuff. He's all amped up. We got chased by a tornado in the middle of the state, so
yeah.
I'd never thought I'd say that in January, but Illinois, just wait, it'll be snowing here in a little bit.
Yeah, and then the next day be 60 degrees. That's the way it is here in Missouri.
It's supposed to be 70 tomorrow. So, I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
All right, thanks for stopping in.
See you later.
Yeah. I have to be wrapping it up pretty quick here so I can get ready for work tonight.
I figured you were about to go too. I think I'm going to head out as well.
Yeah.
I called off today to get this tooth pulled, so I'll go back tomorrow.
I've seen Amber's been busy. She took messenger picture of and had everything labeled. Of course, Mrs. Squarebody said it looks like a good pile of trash.
Well, I'm looking at that pile of trash and I see exhaust adapters, and I really can't make out what the rest of it is. But it's not trash.
LED fog light review video that company Oxido sent me some LED fog lights to review, and that video is got 13 minutes left on processing. So
cool.
That's what I was working on tonight.
All right.
Yeah, I've got I got a video. I've got 2 different videos I need to edit to put out, and working on a third.
I have nothing that needs to be edited right now. I haven't recorded anything in 4 weeks.
You should have before she put all those in piles and got it nicely neat and organized. You should have done a snow angel in the pile of bolts.
Oh, that sounds painful. There's a lot of construction screws in there and nails.
Good content.
It made a good short.
That would have. I
All right,
can
Chad, I'm
back
good
up.
out there, man. Good
All right, see you, Steven. Thanks for stopping in.
All right, we'll see you, Travis.
See you later.
Hey, you're almost there. You'll be at 1,000 next week.
Hopefully,
no doubt.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I think I'm going to mix them back up and do a snow angel, Chad. She's spelling divorce. Oh. All right. Well, you have a good night at work.
All right, I'll try. And you guys have a good week. Hopefully you get something accomplished.
We will. We're
trying to. I don't know. I finally found some motivation, but hopefully you can find some too. And
I'm really motivated now. I don't have to pick up that pile of bolts. Well, actually, I just have to pick it up and put it away. I don't have to organize it.
Yeah, it's already done.
Yeah. So, well.
All right.
See ya. Have a good night.
See you later.
Say you're stopping by.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna cut this off for the night. I got to get ready for work. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. And yeah, so next week, same time, 7 p.m. on Perpetual Projects channel, and then we'll have the after hours at 8. So tune into their channel next week. And if you aren't already, go subscribe to their channel. They're just this far away from 1,000 subs. So get over there, Perpetual Project, give them some subs, and get them to the 1,000K mark or 1K mark. Anyway, I'm going to end it off. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you later.